Hello, second graders. Today in reading, we are going to learn all about author's purpose. You will have two reading lessons today. The first one, we will learn all about the author's purpose, and we will do a worksheet that goes with it. The second reading lesson will also be a writing activity, which it will go in our journal, that will also focus on author's purpose. So today we are going to learn what is the author's purpose. So when an author or a writer writes something, whether it's a book, writes a comic book, a magazine, why are they writing that? What is their purpose? Why did they do that? And we're going to learn that we can remember it as PIE, P-I-E. The P stands for persuade, the I is for inform, and the E is for entertain. Now, authors are a lot like bakers. A baker creates a yummy treat for others to eat. An author creates a piece of writing for others to read. Now, authors have various purposes for writing. So they have very different purposes for writing. So we need to remember it as PIE, P-I-E. P is persuade, I is inform, and E is entertain. Hey, those letters spell pie. Now look here, we have the P sound, P, and then the long I because it's an I-E. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So I is going to say I, the E is silent. When you hear author's purpose, think of PIE. Persuade, inform, entertain. Let's take a look at each one. The author's purpose might be to persuade. So this means the author wants to convince the reader to do something or to agree with his or her thinking. Now in November, when we wrote our turkey in disguises, and we tried to persuade our readers that our turkey wasn't a turkey, but it was whatever we created it to be and disguised it to be. What we just did in November in second grade was a persuasive writing. We tried to get all those people that read our turkey in disguises to think it's not a turkey, but it is whatever we created. So we were trying to persuade our readers. Now, another one is inform. The author's purpose might be to inform. The author wants to give the reader facts and true information about a subject. So to inform, this is true facts and information. So think of inform. And a lot of times people think of inform as information. So inform is kind of the short word for information. You're looking for what is true. Now the last one is, I think, the fun one. The author's purpose might be to entertain. So the author wants to give the reader something they enjoy reading. So all the books, or I should say not all, most of the books you read in second grade, a lot of times the author writes them to entertain you. For example, when we read or listened to the read aloud How to Catch Santa or Rockstar Santa, these are two examples of how the author is trying to entertain us. The author is trying to make us laugh, and the author is trying to have us enjoy reading so that we read more books. So entertainment is the big long word for entertaining. So they're trying to entertain us. They're trying to make us enjoy it and like it, and maybe even love it, okay? Now, fiction books are written for entertainment. So these are our fiction books. These are written for entertainment. And books written to entertain may be happy, they may be sad, scary, suspenseful. Any emotion is possible. So these books try to really make you feel emotions as you read them, because that way you enjoy them a little bit more. Now, we are going to watch a video that works on and teaches us again about pie.
Today's lesson is about author's purpose. Our learning objective is I can identify the author's purpose for writing a text. Author's purpose is why the author wrote the text, or the reason for writing a text. We are going to use a helpful acronym so that identifying the author's purpose is as easy as pie. Pie is spelled P-I-E. P is for persuade, I is for inform, and E is for entertain. P-I-E. Let's start with persuade. When the author's purpose is to persuade, it means that the author is trying to get the reader to do or believe something. Here are some examples. Commercials and advertisements try to get you to buy products. Reviews for restaurants, movies, and books persuade you to go to certain places or watch and read specific books and movies. Billboards, opinions, and books can also be examples of authors persuading you to do or believe something. Authors also write to inform. This means that the author is giving the reader information or teaching facts. Documentary and nonfiction TV can inform viewers about a topic. Recipes or how-to books, biographies, newspapers and magazines, nonfiction books about specific topics. These are all examples in which the author's purpose is to inform. Now we are at E for entertain. This means that the author wants the reader to enjoy the story. Examples include stories, riddles and jokes, movies and TV shows, fantasy and magical stories, fiction books, mysteries, and comics. Let's review. The author's purpose is their reason for writing or creating a text. The purpose can be to persuade and get the reader to do or believe something. It can be to inform and teach about a topic, or the purpose can be to entertain the reader with a story. If you forget, just think about pie. P-I-E. Persuade, inform, entertain. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so let's practice this by getting out our reading worksheet for today. And it looks like this. It's called Author's Purpose. If you need to pause the video to go get your worksheet, please do that. Once you get your worksheet, please put your name at the top, nice and neat. Then, when you have the worksheet, I'm going to read the directions. The directions say to cut and paste the phrases to the correct column. Now, if you don't have scissors and glue, Mrs. Murphy understands that. So if you don't have that, you're going to have to use your pencil, and I'll show you how to do that. However, if you have scissors and glue, please cut and glue, okay? Now, let's review. Persuade is to convince you to do something or believe something. So it makes you think that something is what you are trying to persuade them. So you're kind of trying to persuade them to change their mind. To inform is to give you facts or teach you about something. So inform is facts or information. It's teaching you. So when Mrs. Murphy teaches you, I'm informing you. Or when I write something down, I'm informing you. I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to give you facts and information. Number 3 is the E, entertain, to make you enjoy what you are reading. So every day when Mrs. Murphy does a read aloud, or in the classroom when I read you a story, I'm trying to entertain you. The reader that I chose for the book, the author, I should say the author that I chose, and I'm reading it, is trying to entertain you. It's trying to make you laugh and enjoy the book. Or the chapter books that I read at snack time, those are written to entertain you, to make you laugh and to enjoy it. All right, now down below, we have a gingerbread man, and he's going to be the P, to persuade. We have the snowman, he's going to be the I, to inform. And then we have the reindeer, he's going to be the E, to inform. Now, you are going to have 3 on each column. And when I looked at all of these, they fit perfectly. So I'm going to help you do one column, and then I'm going to read the rest of them, but I want to see where you think they go. Now, I'll tell you, when I go down in a column, one of these is going to go in each one. So let me show you what I mean, okay? I'm going to read the first one. A book about reindeer jokes. Oh, jokes. We've done a few jokes. We've done riddles in 2nd grade, but jokes are to make you laugh. So if I read a book about jokes, I think that's to entertain me and to make me laugh. So what I'm going to do is, if I have scissors and glue, I'm going to cut this one out, and I'm going to put it in red here. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to glue it right here, to entertain. Now, if I don't have scissors and glue, I'm gonna put a 1 in this box, and then I'm gonna put a 1 there to show Mrs. Murphy that these 2 match. That's only if you don't have scissors and glue. Okay, pause the video if you need to stop and catch up. Mrs. Murphy's gonna go on to the next one. A recipe on how to make cookies. If I want to learn how to make cookies, I probably need some real facts and information. So I think that's to inform me, because I'm wondering, how do I do that? So that's going to be to inform me. So I'm going to trace this one in blue. And this one is going to go under inform, which is, I'm going to put a 2, so they match. This is the second one, and a 2 there. Pause the video if you need to. Number 3 is 10 reasons to join the sewing club. If I wanted to join the sewing club and they gave me reasons on why I should join the sewing club, I think they're trying to persuade me. They're trying to get me to join the sewing club. So I think that one is going to go on this gingerbread man, persuade. So this one down here, I'm going to put a 3 here, and it's going to go right there. Okay? Now, did you see how I used 1, 2, 3, one in each column? That's going to be the same for this one and this one. There's going to be a 1 in this one for entertain, 1 inform, 1 persuade. 1 entertain, 1 inform, 1 persuade. Okay? I'm going to read them to you, and if you need to pause the video to cut them and glue them, please do that. But I'll slowly read them to you. This one says, a history lesson on Native Americans. Mrs. Murphy's going to highlight lesson. So if you're doing a lesson, like Mrs. Murphy does lessons, I'm probably trying to inform you. So I'm going to give you some hints. So I'm going to inform you. So I think that one's going to go there. The next one is a book on why dogs are the best pets, which I think dogs are the best pets, but I might want to read a book telling me why they are. And so they're probably trying to persuade you. So why are dogs the best pets? Which some of you might say, no, they're not the best pets. Maybe a horse is or a cat. So I think that one should go there. The next one down here, a book about fairy tales. Oh, so if Mrs. Murphy reads a book about a fairy tale, I know that I'm trying to I'm gonna probably enjoy that book. So I think that's maybe to entertain. So fairy tales is probably a book. It's probably to entertain. All right, see how we had one in each column here? Now in the last one, this one says a comic book. So if you read a comic book, it doesn't really give you fact and information, and they're not trying to persuade you to believe or think something. So I think that one is also to entertain. Now, this one's a good one. Recess should be longer. If you think recess should be longer, you would try to persuade someone that it should be longer. Like you might go to Mr. Topinka or Mr. Storbeck and say, hey, don't you think recess should be longer? We get so much exercise, we get fresh air. You're trying to persuade them to change their mind. So that one is probably going to be a persuade. And the last one, I see the keyword facts. Facts about planets. I know that if I'm going to have facts about planets, I'm finding information about them, things that are true. So if they're true, then I think it's going to go there. Okay, Mrs. Murphy gave you some hints. Hopefully you follow along. If you need to pause the video throughout as I teach, please do that. Make sure you cut them and glue them on. If you don't have scissors to glue, make sure you write the numbers. When you're done, make sure you hand this in so that Mrs. Murphy can see how well you understand author's purpose by remembering PIE, P-I-E.